dumbest attempts to cancel Markiplier. At this point, Markiplier is untouchable. Like other people who literally still try to go after the OGs.
Deserve to be treated with respect.
To allegedly cheating his way to gaining glory.
If you go after the OGs, you legit just want clout, but I guess the internet isn't really short of clout chasers now, is it?
You know that Markiplier is constantly cutting up the footage throughout the video.
Here are 6 of the dumbest attempts to cancel Markiplier.
Just like that situation with the tournament, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about it. That entire situation was just insane.
Starting with the time viewers got on his case in April 2025 after his collaboration with Ethan.
Maybe I'll check if there's a video on it and I can just watch it live. And
Nestor unexpectedly went viral.
You don't really eat this for the taste, you eat it for the nutritional value.
What? Hold on. Hey. I was just wondering if you could tell me what the protein profile of sunflower seeds is.
Yeah, hey, sunflower seeds are a good source of protein.
Mark casually pulled up ChatGPT for an info check, prompting Ethan to joke.
Oh, I remember this one. They were trying to cancel him just because bro was using AI. Like, the fuck? Don't these people have anything better to do? Come on, bro.
Everyone's gonna hate you.
I love it.
Ethan's words would age like wine as the domino chain of hate started with this tweet 2 months later. Markiplier, one of my favorite YouTubers since I was 14, is defending AI and uses it. Further clarifying why he had a bone to pick with Mark. He was using ChatGPT as if it's Google technically. That actually made me so effing upset. The tweet reached close to 4 million people.
And I will say, the only issue I have with AI is that it's making its way into media as well as technology, a whole other stuff, which is making it way too it's making it complicated for a lot of people nowadays, right? I'm sure even the older people, right, they have no idea what AI is, so even they're getting confused. I can't begin to tell you how many times I have to explain to my mom or my dad that that thing is AI and it's not real. That's not actually something that is happening in life right now. And it's really hard sometimes because I gotta admit, AI is getting better, but in the worst ways possible. Even with Grok, I've been hearing that Grok is, well, yeah, I've been hearing that Grok people, the people on Twitter has been using Grok to unclose a few people, right? That's a bit too far, right? But there isn't really much that I can do, and Elon Musk isn't really trying much either. At the same time, though, I will say AI does have its advantages, and one, it makes it easier to get information. Sometimes it will be wrong, but you gotta be smart enough to do a little extra check. Even before AI, we were told to make sure we get when we're researching something, which a lot of people on the internet really need to practice, research anything you hear to make sure it's actually true. You gotta have proof, right? You gotta be getting it from multiple sources. All ChatGPT and the other AIs really do is just make it easier for us to get it all. It makes it easier for us to get exactly what we want when we want. Eventually, it'll be getting more and more accurate over the years. But there is no need to use it for media. No art, no movies, no content creation. It's just not needed. Leave that to the people themselves.
Which exposed Mark to a barrage of hate comments. In the midst of this heat, however,
it really does need the human element. But AI isn't completely bad. It's just how it's used and what they allow you to use it for.
However, were some calm heads who hit back with a community note. Markiplier just asked ChatGPT questions, similar to how one would use Google. He didn't defend it. If you've Googled something as of May 2024, you're also using AI. It's everywhere. One of these supporters also shared a clip from Mark's follow-up live stream in an attempt to clarify his stance.
It's something that I don't even fully understand. But if you want to change something, you have to understand it.
Suggesting that he was on the same side as his critics, but his
I legit believe that some of these people on the internet are just retards.
approach was to understand the technology first. This idea didn't exactly land based on this one clip though, with hundreds of people shaking their heads. It still doesn't change the fact that the servers are placed in mainly black communities and are
I'm loving the voiceover this person used for his YouTube video, because like it sounds like the typical geek you would expect to be typing off those keyboard warriors you'd hear about on Twitter. Yeah.
badly polluting their air/water. He's still paying for that, knowing that or not. The out-of-context clip was doing no favors to Mark, leading the original poster to encourage the 6.7 million viewers to watch his full stream, which started with an explosive monologue.
I confess that I was the first f***ing person to be sounding the goddamn alarm that it was bad. I was the first
Alright, I think I remember this part too, bro. I was literally crashing out.
f***ing person to say this is honey all over again.
Referring to how he once predicted that AI could be harmful, much like his infamous honey scam prediction back in 2020. After reminding viewers, Mark set the record
And even I didn't trust Honey, because there's a lot of extensions and programs and apps, online apps out there which are just way too good to be true. And if your gut is telling you something is way too good to be true, please listen to it. It's always correct more times than not. I can guarantee that, unless you're morally broken or something. I don't know what to tell you, man.
straight on his beliefs.
I would be completely hypocritical if I said that I never used it, because I found the technology fascinating.
Yeah,
But I'm
is
also not going
fascinating.
to say like it's entirely the thing. It's the limitations of it. I mean, the diminishing returns are bad, and then the environmental factor is bad.
The YouTuber acknowledged the harmful impact
he
of
said it
AI while
perfectly.
emphasizing that it could also help humans.
There've already been examples
can
of certain
100%.
machine learning models that are able to detect cancers before they even crop up. And everyone knows the earlier you fight a cancer, the better.
He wrapped up by encouraging his viewers to check out Real Good AI, a nonprofit fighting to make AI more ethical and useful.
This is not a promotion for another AI thing. This is research to build an entirely better foundation than any of the other AI models out there are using.
These statements
Dude, no matter what you say, these people aren't really gonna process what you're saying, because they do not listen, they do not read, they do not research. They have one idea in their head and they just go with it. They don't care what you say, they're just gonna hate for the love of the game. They're just gonna fight and quarrel, and oh my god, they're so irritating.
restored the internet's faith in Mark, with one comment summing up all the drama. You either die a hero or live long enough to get taken out of context and be branded a villain. A phrase that applies to every failed cancellation attempt, including the one in which Mark was antagonized for expressing his honest feelings.
I am tired. And I
believe you
kind
did.
of want to share that. The amount of work that I've had to put into Iron Lung recently has been probably more than any other project that I've had to do.
A classic
Is it out
case
yet,
of
though?
burnout. But even this couldn't save Mark from getting burnt at the stake of public opinion. Bro's tired of making money. YouTube MFs, when their only job is playing games
Oh my god, and these people too. As I just said, people are just gonna hate just to hate, because a lot of them is obviously just jealous that this guy or other people are getting money much easier than they are.
than making millions. This resentful feeling was echoed on X.
And Markiplier really isn't one of the bad ones. I'm sure you can hate on a lot of streamers, but Markiplier really hasn't done anything that bad.
where almost 80,000 people laughed along with the joke at Mark's expense. This video focuses on being overworked from working on his movie. Mark doesn't once complain about playing video games. Please watch the video. The joke therefore backfired on the critics once community notes swooped in to save the day. Unable to handle this uppercut of common sense.
And you know what too? One great thing about Grok, when false information is being spread on Twitter, it tells you whether it's true or not. That's like perfect. Finally, AI is doing something decent, and that is far better than what YouTube is doing, where it's making AI do their modding and deleting channels. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it. If you haven't, you can easily search it up.
The tweeter was forced to save face by deleting his joke,
I think even Charlie made a video on it once.
leading to a golden reminder for all keyboard warriors. Mark is one of the few uncancelable people on the internet. They should learn to leave him be. This puts him in an exclusive group of YouTube legends like PewDiePie, whom Mark defended after the global backlash against the controversial Fiverr prank.
I am sorry. I didn't think they would actually do it. I feel partially responsible, but I didn't think they would actually do it.
This immediate apology fell on deaf ears because the Wall Street Journal reacted by labeling him an anti-Semite, resulting in waves of online hate journal.
Disney severs ties with YouTube star PewDiePie after anti-Semitic posts. Bro, that's a win. No one should be working with Disney.
Reacted
right now,
by
Disney's
labeling
even
him
dying.
an anti-Semite, resulting in waves of online hatred against Pewds, including a
Disney
tweet
die.
where over 30,000 people agreed with the offensive titles hurled at him. The backlash, however, felt grossly unfair to Mark.
Someone like Felix is being attacked and he's a lightning rod for hate. Whether or not that's a fault of his own actions or the society that we live in, that doesn't matter to me. Because what I'm talking about is the most basic human element, is that we are all equal and deserve to be treated with respect.
He might as well have been talking to a brick wall, though, because Redditors used this message to go after him. It's incredibly concerning that Mark, one of the most popular creators on YouTube today, is calling on people to subscribe to Felix. Mark is actively endorsing a person with a history of hateful content. Other critics also expressed their disappointment, accusing Mark of being irresponsible with his platform. This attempt to cancel Mark failed, though, since the majority of public opinion was along the lines of, I'm not bothered, that's because I have faith that those two are not racist or bear any thoughts of discriminating others in such a way. Viewers felt this way because Mark had enough credit in the bank to prove that he was an unproblematic YouTuber, from his charitable donations to his status as a beloved gamer, a title he further reinforced with his closing remarks on the PewDiePie saga.
I have so much hope for this world, and that's something that I will defend to the death. When it comes to dehumanizing someone or anyone, I won't stand for that.
Mark has strong principles, but so do passionate fans of Five Nights at Freddy's, including a YouTuber called The Bones 5, who made headlines in November 2025 after trying to expose Mark's iconic gaming achievement.
We know that Markiplier is constantly cutting up the footage throughout the video.
Bones was referring to 1020, a notoriously difficult mode in FNAF 2 in which all 10 animatronic characters are set to max difficulty, i.e. level 20. Mark seemingly passed this challenge.
I really do need to try this game out as well. Maybe I'll even play it on stream. There's a lot of games I need to play. I got a ton of games on my playlist, and we're all gonna cover it live on the stream. Eventually, we'll get to it.
Challenge back in 2014, with the video racking up 28 million views and reinforcing him as the king of FNAF. Really impressive run. I hope no one with a ton of free time on their hands exhaustively analyzes the video and discovers something suspicious in 11 years. A humorous reference to Bones, who was doing exactly that with his 40-minute breakdown.
I noticed that sometimes when Mark dies, he tends to touch his hair in some way. If you look really closely at the top left corner of Mark's Mark's hair, you can see this tiny strand that pokes out and casts a pretty noticeable shadow on his forehead. And we see this across all of these suspicious clips.
This was
Bro, these guys are hyper-analyzing everything way in detail. Come on, man. These are the people you know who are chronically online, dude.
one of several pieces of evidence that Bones compiled to prove his theory. Mark cheated by beating a simpler mode, but edited the footage to look like he passed the difficult 1020 mode.
I mean, it's a YouTube video. Who really cares?
This conclusion, Bones stressed that he wasn't trying.
Well, I mean, if it's like a competition thing where he even made it up the ranks further than people who worked hard to get it, no cheating, then of course he shouldn't be up there. But if it's just a case where it's just his YouTube video and he's doing whatever, then so be it. Who cares?
To hate on Markiplier, but he did feel like setting the record straight. This analysis naturally shook FNAF enthusiasts. No way we got Fraudiplier before GTA 6. Most of the internet, however, wasn't fazed by this revelation. I don't think he cheated. I think the animatronics were too stunned by his pure Markiplier beauty that they couldn't move. Because
Anti-rage baiting.
at the end of the day, no one was harmed and no laws were broken.
Yes,
At worst,
sir.
Mark may have edited a clip in a horror game from a decade ago because he was juggling daily uploads. The internet's verdict, as a result, has been little more than a shrug. It says a lot about Mark that this is by far the worst drama I've ever seen him involved in, and it doesn't matter at all. A phrase that Russian YouTuber Roman Abalin won't agree with, since this isn't the worst Markiplier drama for him.
And all these guys are just going after Markiplier because they want attention. They're just babies crying for attention at this point. That's the best way I can put this. Babies crying, begging, asking for their mothers and their fathers because they are obviously missing in their lives, so they're asking for their attention. So they bring them up, complain about the issues, and hope people feel sorry for them. And go over to their channel. It's a popular thing to do. I mean, it's YouTube, it's social media, anything to get clicks, likes, views, whatever. Whatever
However,
works.
what I do have a problem though is their recent merge company, which I think is a huge scam.
Describing his feelings on Cloak, a clothing brand that Mark co-created for gamers like him in 2018.
Clothes that we would be proud to wear, clothes that we would be proud of where it came from, of who it represented, and who it was for.
Not everyone was a fan of this venture though, including Roman, who rolled his eyes at the concept.
Because there's no clothing brand out there who makes clothing for gamers only. And Markiplier and Jacksepticeye are there to save the gaming community from being oppressed, because nobody makes gamer clothing. I mean, Jesus Christ. And these are grown men right here, okay?
After this rant, Roman further explained his issues with Cloak.
But this is literally the most generic design. It looks like some Nike t-shirts that you can get for much cheaper, and they sell each hoodie for $80, a sweatshirt for $65, and t-shirts for $35. This is ridiculous.
Even comparing it to another YouTube heavyweights clothing brand.
What they have right now, it's actually pretty original. It's actually pretty distinctive. You know, a lot more interesting.
How about just not buying it, not even giving it the time of day? If it's bad, then the statistics will show, so just do not buy it. Do not look at it, avoid it.
And then what Cloak offers.
Which was ironic, given PewDiePie himself stepped into the ring to defend Mark's clothing brand. If you want to go to...
Okay, so are these guys like best friends or something? I'm noticing a pattern here. They're always defending one another.
Walmart and buy shirts, just go ahead.
It's really hard to see YouTubers, content creators overall. It's rare to see them getting along this much. The only other persons I know who seem this close is Pokimane and Valkyrie.
It's not designer, and if you don't want that, sure, it's fine, but you're not going to get the same quality or any designs that set it apart. This wasn't immediately obvious to critics, including Keemstar, who accused Mark of selling high-priced BS. The internet, however,
Then don't buy it,
shrugged it
dude.
off. Think we're all beyond the merch drama, bro. Everyone makes money. It doesn't matter. It's not disingenuous. Others also noted that Mark and Jack weren't holding their fans hostage and forcing them to buy anything. It was just another
Exactly.
YouTuber venture that people like Roman and Keemstar were blowing out of proportion. Now, Cloak could
Exactly.
be called a scam
Bro.
if it didn't deliver the right products or stole customers' money. But its only crime was expensive minimalist clothing, which people
I mean, the only crime I've ever seen on social media is those cookies that Pokimane where Pokimane was putting out there. Yeah, I heard that it tasted like cardboard. Yeah. I definitely did not try it because just like she said, if you're a broke boy, say it. Yeah, I'm a broke boy. I will not be buying $20 cookies. That's just way too much. Yeah.
can either choose to buy or ignore altogether. Some people, however, found it difficult to ignore Mark's controversial playthrough of a horror game in 2016.
I gotta admit, this is actually pretty. Oh God! Oh, what was that? Oh,
Okay, bro,
oh
look
my
like you
goodness!
just knocked.
Oh, they got me! Oh!
Complete with random jump scares, the game involved Mark investigating a haunted hospital. It felt like just another gameplay video until the jump scares got more unsettling. A few of them featured disturbing pictures of actual human corpses, which Mark was able to stomach.
What a bunch of a-holeness. And the stupid jump scares.
Which was in sharp contrast to his appalled community. You know, I'm usually the type that can stomach gore, but yeah, that's effed. Had me shivering. Some of these viewers called out Mark for his insensitive attitude, but the YouTuber didn't react until 7 years later when he...
Bro, we literally have people who are like, not everyone is gonna react the exact same to certain things. It doesn't mean you're a serial killer or crazy or violent or a sociopath. It just means you love horror.
quietly took down the gameplay. Having actual
you can
gore
stomach
as a
it
jump scare in a video game is
a lot better than most people. When I'm gonna,
so
I mean, just don't
disrespectful,
watch
and
it,
I am
dude.
surprised that it only got deleted now. Most of the internet agreed with the first part of this statement, but didn't think that Mark was to blame. It'll always annoy me that people were more mad at Mark for having no idea it was real gore when uploading a video, and not the person who thought it was okay to put it in the game in the first place. The broader community
yeah, they just want to hate on the big guys.
understood that Mark had unknowingly stumbled into something
Stupid.
far more disturbing than a typical indie horror title. He was reacting to what he assumed were over-the-top assets, not photographs of real victims that the game developers irresponsibly inserted. Once
Oh.
Mark learned the truth, he removed the
Oh.
video without fanfare or
Well, that
excuses,
makes sense now.
a response that viewers appreciated,
But
making this
still,
yet another
still.
dumb attempt to cancel Markiplier.
Yeah, right. That was just stupid. Going after Markiplier, go after the creators of the game. That's just how it works. Yeah.